Grill, welcome back to South Africa. I found a video that is exposing the tactics of the ANC during the apartheid era. Now, please note that this video is for educational purposes. Please note that we condemn violence, we condemn any violence, and that this is purely a knowledge-based and factual-based video, and that this is not our personal opinion. Okay, so this video is a little bit of background how the ANC fought against the apartheid government. Now, many people think that the ANC are struggle heroes, but in actual fact, one of their main strategies was to target their own people. Guys, please like, share and subscribe. And again, this video is for educational purposes. We condemn any violence. This is purely for to gain more insight and knowledge about the history of South Africa. Enjoy.
I could identify her as my sister, but I couldn't see her face because there was a large rock on her face as well as her chest. And I went around to try and identify the body. And I was disgusted at the way she was killed. I looked at the body. Her legs were taken apart, and there were pieces of broken glass that had been pushed into her vagina.
During her husband's 27-year imprisonment on Robben Island, Winnie played a crucial role in directing the anti-apartheid struggle. In 1990, Nelson Mandela was freed, and the world watched as the duo walked out of prison hand in hand. But by the end of the next year, Winnie was found guilty and fined for her involvement in the kidnapping of 4 Soweto school children and the killing of a boy known as Stompy by her team of bodyguards. The necklacing method in which he was burnt to death with petrol-filled tires horrified South Africans. In 1992, allegations of corruption and mismanagement forced her out of all executive positions in the ANC.
IFP members marching towards Shell House in GP Street in Johannesburg. This was the ANC seat of power. At the time of the march, the ANC and IFP were barely on speaking terms. As the marchers passed Shell House, shots rang out, fired by ANC security guards. Justifying the shooting, ANC guards argued the protesters had stormed the building and that they had received a tip-off that this was planned. The Nugent Commission rejected the argument that the IFP was planning to storm the building. Police concurred that shots were fired from Shell House.
There definitely was shooting coming from the buildings into the crowd.
The ANC President Nelson Mandela later told Parliament he had given the ANC guards permission to shoot.
44 people dead, dozens injured.
Did it ever cross your mind to, go to the mountain, to speak to the workers?
I prefer not to answer that one, because if I ever go to give evidence, I'll have to deal with things like that.
Cyril Ramaphosa advised that what was taking place are plainly, I'm quoting now, dastardly criminal and must be characterized as such. In line with this characterization, there needs to be concomitant action to address this situation.
They want a more deeply polarized society because that suits their plans. They want the economy destroyed in this country because they want a black population with a deeper sense of desperation. The economy destroyed in this country because they want a black population with a deeper sense of desperation. They are not employing violence to drive South Africa into a democratic future. In fact, they despise multi-party democracy. And they want only to grab power for themselves.
For the good of South Africa, I want to expose the African National Congress, the Communist Party, and the South African government for what they are. For much too long, ever since the beginning of the negotiations, we have had secret deals between the Nationalist Party government and the Communist Party, the African National Congress.
Mangopha was very arrogant when they went to tell him that he should resign, and that if he does not resign, he would then be ordered to resign. And then he was very arrogant, and they told him that now, from now on, you are no longer president of Botswana.
You know, Mr. Pickwater came accompanied by Mr. Maharaj, who apparently came to ensure that Mr. Botha carried out his instructions, Mr. Maharaj's instructions.
The worst thing that could ever happen to South Africa was when they gave it to Nelson Mandela. That was a great nation. Now, I think apartheid was wrong. We all know it's wrong. I'm against it. There should have been some other resolution, though, than turning it over to Nelson Mandela. Disease, AIDS, and crime is running wild in Johannesburg.